So sometimes I work with individuals and they have been through a lot and they sometimes wonder, is life going to get any better than this? Or are we just stuck in this life, in this mundane? Is it ever going to get better? I don't know. What's the point in keep trying, keeping, that forward momentum? And I heard a quote. In fact, I read this quote recently. I'm reading right now to my children the Chronicles of Narnia, and we just finished reading The Silver Chair. In that book, I'm not going to recap the whole thing, but there's this part in this story where this woman, she's a witch, and she's trying to convince the heroes of the story that and these heroes are they've gone underground, they've slipped underground, and they can't they don't really know their way out, and they're stuck down there for quite a while. And this witch starts trying to seduce their thoughts into believing that there's no sunshine, that any sunshine that they see in their minds is purely concocted, that there's no actual sunshine outside of their underground world. And anyway, she goes on and tries to convince them that there's no Aslan, which, is kind of like another name for God, but in this book, and tries to convince them of all these things that they have just made up. That obviously are real, but they went for a time without seeing those things, and then they were kind of in this trance, and where this witch was kind of putting them under a trance, and they started to forget that those things were real, and they started to doubt that the sun even existed, that Aslan even existed. And so I want to read you this quote here. So this comes from the Marsh Wiggle. His name is Puddleglum, and he's the hero in this moment. He, instead of falling victim for this evil plot to seduce them into forgetting everything they knew, and adopting this world that this witch is trying to get them to believe is their reality, and that there really is no reason to push forward, there really is no reason to move on, there really is no reason to think that life will get better or that there will be a better world after this. This is the quote. He says, "Suppose we have only dreamed or made up all those things, trees and grass and the sun and the moon and the stars and Aslan himself. Suppose we have, then all I can say is that in that case, the made up things seem a good deal more important than the real ones." And I really like that. That really stood out to me because as I kind of just let that simmer in my mind, I realized that there are so many times where we don't realize that there are better things ahead. There are better things ahead in this life. There are better things ahead in our journey beyond this world. And so believing in those good things, that belief is so much more expansive, so much more light, so much more healing. It's such a much better place for our mind to rest and dwell upon. Anything that is good and true is going to have lightness about it. Anything that is false or that is demeaning has a heaviness to it. And so in this case, Sweet Marshwiggle Puddleglum points out that even if those things are made up, that dwelling on those things, dwelling on that life after trials, after trauma, um, dwelling on what could possibly happen, the beautiful love and trust that could come into your life, the beautiful memories and moments that still await you. Those are far better thoughts, even if they're made up, than the ones that pull us down.